Welcome to another episode of the BrandonJaneauShow. As you know, I am Brandon Janeau, like always on all podcast platforms everywhere. BrandonJaneauShow. Social media, Instagram, Threads, Brandon Janeau. Uh, Facebook, The Brandon Janeau Show. And of course, obviously, TikTok before they fucking ban it. Brandon Janeau Show on TikTok. YouTube channel, of course, YouTube channel, YouTube channel, Brandon Janeau Show. Um, is where you catch all the visuals, man, including season 11, the start of season 11. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Hope you enjoy all these episodes for season 11 because it's time to go, man. We are here. New year, so that means we got to make some predictions. We got to clearly make some predictions on wrestling life. Um, these are my 2025 predictions. Let's get into it, man. Talk about it. Let's get into it, man. I got five. I'm not doing too much. I just did five. It might take a long time because a lot of this shit might get interesting. But um, but let's get into it, man. Um, so what I want to start. Let's start it with this. So in 2024, we got a chance to see a beautiful partnership between TNA and WWE. Um, we saw, of course, Jordan Grace. We of course saw Jordan Grace. Uh, at the time, well, still TNA Women's World Heavyweight Champion. Jordan Grace come to the Royal Rumble. She ended up at the Royal Rumble, participated in the Royal Rumble. Of course, went to NXT, had an incredible matchup against uh, Roxanne Perez. Again, debut came back into NXT a couple months ago, maybe a month or two ago. Um, month or two ago. Um, yeah, to team up with Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, Zaria, and Kalani Jordan to go up against Roxanne Perez, uh, Courage Shade, Fatal Influence. So TNA had a beautiful partnership. You also saw Alexander Hammerstone come to TNA, come to NXT. You had also Rosemary come to NXT. So of course Joe Hendry, Kazarian, all of them came to NXT, doing this. Even had NXT go to WWE. Um, you had some NXT go to TNA. You know, uh, why am I bringing this up? Right? The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I think it's time for WWE to expand that. Like I've been saying, I want to see people like Moose, Josh Alexander, who will be a free agent in February. February, I think 20. I think February 20 is I think his final TNA name. I think TNA day. Um, I can't wait to see what happens. I think he's coming to WWE. I'm gonna be honest. I think he sees what's happening in AEW. No shot to AEW, but I just feel like if I'm Josh Alexander and if I'm Josh Alexander, I'm not going to fucking AEW. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to fucking AEW. I'm not doing that shit to myself. Um, but yeah, man. I think I think it should be a two-way street now. NXT's cool. NXT's okay. NXT does not have the men though to handle. NXT does not have the manpower to go to TNA. And definitely when you got guys like Moose and you got guys like Moose and you got guys like Alexander Hammerstone. And you got, Josh Alexander, even though he's gonna be a free agent. But you got a lot of great wrestlers at TNA, man, that can easily go to WWE. And this is why I also say that it needs to be a two-way street because Imagine AJ Styles going back to TNA. Imagine, you know, Bobby Roode is already in TNA. I mean WWE, but he's backstage. But him going and help TNA. Imagine a lot of those guys that's been in TNA. I mean WWE for a minute now. They could go to NXT, go to TNA, go back to TNA, and now look at how they would look. It's so many things you could do with that situation. I think the TNA WWE deal should definitely expand from just being about TNA and NXT to TNA and WWE. I think it should definitely be more of a two-way street, especially with TNA wrestlers maybe coming to WWE on camera. I get it that a lot of people probably won't want to see. Well, I won't say a lot of people won't want to see it. A lot of people would love to see it. TNA wrestlers come to WWE, not just the Royal fucking Rumble, not just NXT. They go to actually the main roster. It'd be dope to see Moose versus fuck Moose versus Moose versus LA Knight. Hey, like, come on, come on. I mean, that'd be a dope thing, man. But yeah, I think NXT is a. I think that the TNA and WWE team up should definitely expand in 2025. Like, there definitely shouldn't just be two, like just the two-way street between WWE and TNA when it comes to just NXT. No, if you're gonna do this, let's do this. Let's fucking do this. So yeah, which brings me to NXT. In 2025, I hope NXT finally becomes the third brand. They need to be the third brand. No, I get it. They are the third brand, but they're just a development brand. And I've been saying I love this new NXT. I do. I do love this new NXT because it's actually a real development company. It's not just a bunch of indie people coming in and being given to NXT. So I get that. Where I do have a problem with this new NXT is the men's division sucks. It's not good. Outside of Oba Femi, your best tag team is also probably two of your best singles competitors after Oba Femi, and that's XCM and Nathan Frazier. Wes Lee is a tweener. We don't know if he's in NXT or he's gonna get called to WWE. But that's another reason why I say you need to make NXT actually the third brand because then you can move people that aren't used on TV. Now, here's the thing about this: SmackDown and Raw now goes to 3 hours, so now you can use all of the people you probably don't use on maybe regular programming. You use them now on actual WTV. But before that, I think you should have used. You had so many people that could have been used in NXT. Apollo Crews. Um, you fired a bunch of people that probably shouldn't have been called up to begin with. Dijakovic could have been greatly used in this new NXT. Baron Corbin could have been used in this new NXT. You had so many great competitors that got called up just for them to get released. It didn't make any fucking sense. Like I don't understand that shit. But I do think NXT needs to be used um for the third brand. Like I said, the men's division sucks. It's not good. God Almighty sucks. I don't know if you're gonna be able. I don't know if you're gonna be able to do it though. I don't know if again the signings. I know Ricky Starks is probably if, when Ricky Starks gets his contract done with AEW, he's going to NXT. So I know that. I know that Penta and Ray Phoenix are going to be probably on the main roster. Penta's debuting. I don't know if he's debuting Monday. I know a lot of people is like, oh, the New Day is going to fight. I can see it done because that would be a moment. But at the same time, who the fuck is going to be talking about Penta debuting when you have Roman Solo with the possibility of The Rock popping up? So you're going to have Roman and Solo with The Rock popping up. You're going to have CM Punk and Seth, who's going to be the main event. You got Jay and Drew McIntyre. You may have a returning, um, like I don't understand. You may have a returning Becky Lynch. which I can understand if she debut come back in at this moment because I've been to if I was them I probably would have Becky and I would probably have Becky and Charlotte and Asuka and all them debut in the Royal come back in the Royal Rumble because it would make more. But if you could get Alexa Bliss to come back, then yeah, you could put Becky Lynch on Monday night. Why not? But because she's already being talked about. If you watch the promo between CM Punk and Seth Rollins, so she's already getting talked about. Um, but NXT needs a kick in the ass. They need something for the men, and maybe it is breaking up Nathan Frazier and XCM because the tag team division is not bad in NXT. It's actually really fucking good. But you just have these belts on these guys who can actually help your main event scene out. They really need a a rivalry that's not for any titles because we forget that XCM and Nathan Frazier actually started off as a rivalry. It's kind of like the bar with Sheamus and Cesaro, where it wasn't a team. They were going up against each other because they wanted to prove who was the best, and then they became a tag team. Same thing here. So why not? I mean, but NXT needs a firm kick in the ass when it comes to the men's division. God Almighty, they need a firm kick in the ass, which is why I say Ricky Starks is going into NXT. Maybe Josh Alexander gets signed and he goes to NXT. Um, maybe Warlow gets out of his deal at AEW. I don't know how many more years Warlow's got on his contract, but Warlow is going to probably get out of there. Rusev, Miro, maybe is he should be a free agent. Wasn't he released? Miro, maybe he comes to NXT. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. We shall see how this is all gonna play out. We're gonna see how this all play out. But for me personally, I uh, I think NXT's third brand should be NXT should be the third brand. And if you bring in the people from all these different places, then it should definitely be the third brand. Next, AEW. Last night. God, I'm ready. I watched last night. What was it called? The Rise of the Fallen, whatever the fuck that shit was called. It's like a fucking Transformer. They named that shit after like a Transformers movie. Like, what the fuck was we doing? It was they named that shit like the Rise of the Fallen. Like, nigga, that's a Transformers movie. What are we doing? What the fuck is this? AEW is having a very terrible go at this. They're not good, and we could blame a lot of shit. First of all, let me say this: Ricochet doing what he did last night. The passes is a little over the top, personally. Like you could use a steel chain with a lock wrapped around it or some shit. Like you didn't have to use a pair of fucking scissors. That's a little wild. That's a little extreme. EC Dub kind of feel, but it's like I don't know about that one, but I get it. The most you gotta go full violent, and I got that. Understood. But the passes is a little okay, a little crazy. Ricochet turning heel finally. The white with the blood, Swerve Strickland's blood on him. Listen, I was gonna get on here and probably talk about Ricochet, and I'm like, after what y'all did to him Sunday, no, what was it, Saturday? Yeah, Saturday of last week when you did World's End, and this man came out and threw toilet paper on this fucking dude. You better had did something dramatic for this motherfucker, bro. Like there is no way in hell you went from getting this man choked the fuck out, technically, on TV by Bobby Lashley and the Hurt Syndicate, to then the week after you put this man in a situation where he gets toilet paper thrown at him on live fucking TV on a pay per view. People were paying money to see this man get fucking toilet paper tossed at his ass. If he didn't come out and damn near kill this nigga, if he didn't have a butt, bro, if this nigga Ricochet didn't come out and get a body on Swerve, bro, like nigga, what we doing? What are we doing? He needed to do that. I'm happy he did. I'm very happy he did because it needed to happen. Because I was like, oh my God. Like shit. Now, here's the problem with AEW. Do I think that Tony Khan is going to keep this shit up? Probably fucking not. He's going to probably drop it in a fucking couple weeks when the Hurt Syndicate finally joins. Ricochet finally does join the Hurt Syndicate. And then he's going to be like, well, that shit don't really work for me. I know. what, what's that don't really work for me, brother. And it's going to go. And then after that, it's just going to be a bunch of fucking shit because he needs to keep a fucking face. And that's the problem. Like, you're going to keep Ricochet, you're going to turn Ricochet back into a face. For fucking what reason? It does not work. Now, I don't know if Ricochet has creative control. If he did have creative control, you cannot sit there and tell me he thought of the Hurt Syndicate choking him, making him look like a bitch on camera, and then Swerve throwing fucking toilet paper at him. I know AEW got a lot of people with creative control, but if that is his creative control, that is fucking stupid. I'm sorry. Like, I get it. The point that you got to last night was great, but it's like, nah, buddy. Nah. It was other ways you could have did that shit. But that's the one positive I would take from AEW from literally last night. That was the best thing I've seen all night for AEW. Outside of that, AEW got a whole new stick that it's a new year, so it's a new AEW, it's a new era, and it's not. You literally are trying to listen. I'm not one of these people that's gonna sit up here and say that they're trying to copy and paste what WWE is doing with John Cena with Jeff Jarrett of all fucking people. The reason why I say I will give AEW the benefit of the doubt when it comes to that is because Jeff Jarrett has never been a guy ever. Even when he was at WCW and he was the world heavyweight fucking champion, he was never the fucking guy. Even when he created TNA, he was never the fucking guy. He kept winning the belt and nobody gave a fuck. Everybody was like, this is more AJ Styles. It's more, Christopher Daniels. It's more, Abyss. It's more when they got Samoa Joe. It's more Samoa Joe. Like he was. It's Petey Williams. Team Canada. It was more like Team Canada. Eric Young. Like you know America's Most Wanted with James Storm. Um, with James Storm and fuck, I forgot the other dude's name. But it was James Storm. I forgot his other tag team partner name. I forgot his name too. Y'all remember if y'all remember TNA back in the day. Even when it became beer money with James Storm and Bobby Roode, like Jeff Jarrett was never the fucking guy, even in his own fucking promotion. Like he was never the fucking guy. Are you kidding me? That is why I say that is very fucking stupid. If people are sitting there trying to compare Jeff Jarrett's final year, whatever the fuck they're trying to call it, that is a very bad situation. One reason is Jeff Jarrett has never been the guy. John Cena is beloved. I don't give a fuck if you don't like John Cena when he was in his heyday, when he was in his when he was in his prime. John Cena is fucking beloved. That man is one of the greatest to ever do it. That man is on a lot of people's fucking top 10 lists. Jeff Jarrett has never been on the top 10 anything when it comes to greatness in wrestling. Never. You ain't never heard of this nigga. Even when this man created his own fucking company. Like I said, there's multiple people before we get to TNA Jeff Jarrett. In TNA, I just gave you AJ Styles, Team Canada, Christopher Daniels, Samoa Joe, Abyss. Like, the fuck? There's multiple people before we even get to Jeff Jarrett, bro. I can even put in the niggas that they signed and bought from WWE. Kurt Angle, Christian Cage, like you Sting, like you. It's multiple people before we get to Jeff fucking Jarrett of TNA. Fucking Ryan R-Truth. People forget R-Truth was the NWA champion at one point. Shit. Xavier Woods. Like, yo, Jay Lethal. Are we fucking kidding ourselves? Like, bro, like, no. Jeff Jarrett wasn't even his own man in his own fucking company. And he kept trying to win a belt. He kept having a belt. And nobody gave a single fuck about Jeff Jarrett. So now you're trying to put that history up against a 16-time world heavyweight champion who's actually recognized as a 16-time world heavyweight champion, to the point where people are saying he should break Ric Flair's record. Why the fuck not? If you pull some stupid shit like you did last night, where you sit there and tell everybody, "Oh, Jeff Jarrett isn't retiring. He's actually going to sign one full more year of being a professional wrestler, and then he's going to go for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, and that will immediately kill your fucking company. It's going to kill your company. That shit is going to dead shot it. It is going to be dead. It's going to be gone. You're going to literally let Jeff Jarrett go for the World Heavyweight Championship of your company in 2025? I, a fucking guess. A fucking guess, dude. A fucking guess, dude. Shit. I, if Tony Khan is booking this shit, he needs to get somebody need to kidnap this nigga. I'm sorry, like kidnap this nigga, Lord Jesus, and put somebody that's competent in fucking charge of the fucking writing. There is no way in hell you about to sit up there and tell me that Jeff Jarrett trying to say, "Oh, I got one more year left in me." Bro, you know how many people in your locker room you could do that with? Edge. I'm sorry, Adam Cope. I mean, Cope. I'm gonna get into that I'm about to get into that too. Christian Cage. Shit, I even give you Chris Jericho. If Chris Jericho came out and did that shit, I'd be like, you know what? For the years before he got to AEW, I could give Chris Jericho that. If Chris Jericho said, "Yo, I got one more year left in me. I'm going for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship," I could actually get behind that shit. You know why? Because I actually respect Chris Jericho as a fucking wrestler. I actually know what Chris Jericho has done with his career. Jeff Jarrett has done absolutely fucking nothing to deserve a retirement run. Fuck out of here. I hope this is just a joke. I hope this is a fucking joke. I really fucking do. I hope this was like some fucking shit. Like, you know it's gonna be funny as fuck, and when you go out there and say you gonna have a one more run and probably want to win eight. I hope this is the dumbest. If Jeff Jarrett wins next fucking week, that Casino Battle Royal, if he wins that Casino Gauntlet match, if he wins that shit, oh, they gonna do this shit, ain't they? They gonna do this shit, ain't they? It's not even close to the same. John Cena is respected by all wrestlers. Jeff Jarrett is cool. He's okay. But I've never heard somebody say, "Hey man, you know who should win a title in 2025? Jeff fucking Jarrett." The fuck is happening? Oh my god. What the fuck? You got Jay Lethal. I can understand if you say Jay Lethal. I'll be like, yo, Jay Lethal has never been a guy. I can understand because Jay Lethal could fucking go in the ring. I'm with it. What the fuck are we doing? Oh my god. Which brings me to the dumbass Edge Adam Cope, the rated R superstar Cope. Oh my god, bro, what the fuck? You couldn't say Copeland. You couldn't keep it Copeland. Like, bro, you could keep it Copeland. Like, why we had to shorten all that shit? Like, bro, the fuck is happening? Yo, what the fuck is happening at AEW, bro? What is going on? I wrote this shit down. Can AEW turn it around? And I'm realizing no, the fuck they can't. Like they can't turn it the fuck around. What are we doing? Dude, you just made Adam Copeland come back, and the first thing you tell us is this motherfucker is not only getting a change, he's getting a name change. His name is now Rated R Superstar Cope. The fuck is this? Holy shit, that's stupid. Oh good god, it's stupid. I don't get it. Oh my god, that's dumb. I don't. I'm sorry, I don't get it. This is bad. This is bad. I got a feeling this is how this shit about to play out. I think Edge is gonna. I think Adam Cope. I think Cope is gonna be John Moxley. The reason why I say that is because you're running out of options. You're running out of options. I'm not saying that he's gonna keep the belt forever. No. I think he drops it to Christian. I don't even think I think he beats John just to drop it to Christian. And Christian then drops it to John Moxley again. And maybe Darby Allin wins it. And then out of nowhere, Jeff Jarrett wins the shit. I don't know how this shit gonna be so convoluted that you're just gonna be sitting there like, what the fuck was the point? It's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be one of those. This shit seems so fucking convoluted. Like, bro, we could have just done all this shit differently. MJF finally saying, "Yo, I want my belt back," is the best thing that could happen for AEW. AEW saying it's a new era. No, the fuck it isn't. You need to kill every storyline that you have, every single one of them. You put the belt on Tony Storm and didn't do shit with her. Not Tony Storm, Mariah May. You put the belt on Mariah May and haven't done shit with her. Mercedes Moné is finally having good matches, but no fucking storyline. What is happening? What the fuck is happening? Yo, you signed Camille to be Mercedes Moné's muscle. She fired her from being her muscle and hasn't been seen from since. And she decided to go to AEW over WWE because she didn't want to go to NXT. Now look at NXT's women division, and now look at AEW's. AEW, can it be fixed? Sometimes. You have sometimes it works. Ricochet. Last night, it finally fucking clicked. Now, can it continue? The one thing about AEW is they get one thing right and then they kind of fucking overthink themselves. Which brings me to why it will never work. Because Tony Khan is not a fucking wrestling booker. He's not. He doesn't know what the fuck. Excuse me. Tony Khan doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. And I'm tired of saying he doesn't know what he's doing. It's not that. It's that he has his favorites. He has the people he grew up on. It's like us. If we were the head bookers of WWE, CM Punk would be World Heavyweight Champion right now for me. Seth Rollins would be the WWE Champion. Those are my two favorites. So of course I'm gonna have them two be the guys. Why would I not? Why the fuck would I not? I would have been moved Roxanne Perez up to the fucking main roster and had her beat Liv Morgan and keep the fucking belt. I would have EO beat Liv at Saturday Main Event and had the belt. But I'm a fan. Some of y'all will do the same shit. Some of y'all had the dumbest fucking Roman would still have a belt. Roman would be champion right now if we motherfuckers was booking WWE right now. Tony Khan is a fan. When MJF said that shit in his promo, one of the greatest promos of modern history, when MJF said that, I don't think we really put into perspective what the fuck he really meant. Because that is probably the most honest shit I've ever heard somebody say about a person. The only job Tony Khan should have had is behind the fucking rails with the actual fucking fans. Because that's exactly what the fuck AEW has become. Tony Khan is booking the show for his fucking self. He don't give a fuck about us. He finally got Ricochet over. And what the fuck will happen in 2 to 3 weeks? Ricochet's gonna be back as a face for no fucking reason. We're gonna be just sitting there in a month time, he gonna be a face again. Well, what the fuck was the point of this? The Death Rider storyline is over. Please kill this shit. Dead shot it, put it to bed. It's over. Please. What's the point of having this belt? You got a belt that's literally in a briefcase. Your main title is in a fucking briefcase. Your top title is in a fucking briefcase. Think about that for a second. Please understand that shit for a second. Somebody in the fucking creative space was like, you know what we should do? What our main title? Put that bitch in a briefcase and nobody sees it ever again. For like since fucking September. September. No. What? August? This shit been in a fucking briefcase. Are you August, September? This bitch been in a fucking briefcase. Are you fucking kidding me? Your main. I could get it if it's some other title that ain't got no fucking TNT title, the Continental, whatever the fuck you call that shit. Your main fucking title is in a fucking briefcase. Kill all the storylines. What the fuck are we doing? Get rid of all of them. Get rid of all of the dumbass storylines you got, and actually try to really create a new era. Like I've been said, if this was up to me, the four pillars of the company right now would be this: Will Ospreay, MJF, Swerve Strickland, Adam Page. Figure it out from there. After that, everything comes down from there. I don't give a fuck what happens after this. But those are the four. And if those four ain't the ones that got at least somewhere near the title at that point, you fucked up already. I don't want to see fucking Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin and all these other fucking dudes that you kind of think can be the guy, but we all know ain't the fucking guy. Will Ospreay, MJF, Swerve Strickland, Adam Hangman Page. Those four, and then maybe we can have a discussion. Maybe Jay White. Maybe Jay White and Adam Hangman Page fights it out. Maybe Swerve and Adam Hangman Page. I don't know. But those are the four. Will Ospreay, MJF. Those are the first two. Out the gate. It's not even close. It's not even fucking close. And then third and fourth could be Swerve or Jay White or Will Ospreay. Done. Fucking done. The fact that you put Adam Copeland Edge with FTR. They had a match against what's supposed to be the top storyline, your main event caliber team, the Death Riders, John Moxley, Willa Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli. You have a fucking trios match with them last night, and then the next thing we hear is that they're fighting a fucking learning tree the next fucking thing on TV. And we are supposed to sit here and take these motherfuckers serious as a threat to these niggas? Oh my god. Kill the whole story. What the fuck are we doing? Oh my god, AEW's not getting fixed. Oh my god, this shit is bad. This shit is laughable. This shit is laughable. Like, what's Samoa Joe at? Nobody's asked that question. Samoa Joe ain't been seen since fucking Dynasty, bro. Like, what the fuck is Samoa Joe? Oh my god, bro, this shit is bad. This shit, Samoa Joe ain't been, yeah, cause damn, before, what, after Dynasty? Cause he was doing some shit with Hook. I ain't seen Samoa Joe in months. Where the fuck is Samoa Joe? Is he hurt? Where the fuck is Samoa Joe? Bro, you about to lose Ricky Starks. You will lose. You're gonna lose Ricky Starks. You're gonna lose Ray Phoenix. There's gotta be some women that contracts are coming up. I don't know how long Jamie Hayter's gonna be there, because she clearly is getting the fuck out of there when that shit ends. She's dipping. Malachi Black is definitely getting the fuck. I don't know. I get it, Buddy was getting offered a lot of money to probably stay with AEW. Cool, get your money, my brother. But if I was Buddy Matthews, I'm like, you know what? I probably should never sign this shit because my wife is killing in the WWE. And what makes me think I can't do the same? Especially under Triple H. What the fuck am I doing? Y'all threw the fucking Undisputed Kingdom, Undisputed Era, really. The Undisputed Era back together. This is what I've been saying about this whole situation. MJF was never the fucking heel. This isn't like WWE, where Seth created Roman. And that's why now it's like a heel kind of. But you can side with Kevin Owens. I side with Kevin Owens in the beef with Cody Rhodes. I side with Seth Rollins with the beef with the Bloodline. I side with Drew McIntyre. I get why Drew McIntyre is the way he is. I totally understand it because I watched it. I saw it. I get it. But when you sit here and try to try to tell me that MJF was the fucking heel with Adam Cole in that beef, it's like, bitch, is you stupid? And now you're trying to turn MJF back heel. I mean, back face, because he's already saying I'm going after John Moxley in that title. So who's the face? Because it ain't John Moxley. And MJF is a better heel, right? Yeah, this shit is bad. This shit is bad. Can AEW turn it around? No. They can't. because what you're supposed to do, you don't know how to do it because you don't have a actual real wrestling booker calling the shots. You have a fucking fan trying to decide people's fate. And instead of them, and then you gave most of the people that you continuously are signing creative fucking control over their character. So whenever they do not feel like doing something, they're just not gonna fucking do it. Congratulations, you just Eric Bischoff yourself. See, this is the problem. This is why I've always said AEW is nowhere near WWE. They are 100% WCW. This is the same shit. You put a lot of old people that already got success and a lot of old motherfuckers that already have been successful and very famous, and then you decide to sign, and then you decided to give them creative control over their characters, knowing damn well that that doesn't fix anything in the long haul for you. Instead of you creating new stars like Kyle Fletcher, like Kyle Fletcher, and having a true superstar and Will Ospreay and MJF. No, let's go to this dead ass storyline with John Moxley and the fucking Death Riders knowing damn well that they don't matter. But you're cool with that. AEW, ladies and gentlemen. AE fucking W. No, they're not gonna fix it. They're not gonna fix this shit. They're not fixing this shit. It's very needed to WWE. And here's my thing. I think it was abundantly clear Monday. Like I said, now I was there Monday for the final Raw of 2024, the final Raw on USA Network, the final Raw of this somewhat PG era. And I was there. I was physically there. 15,000. I was one of those 15,000, and I mean that bitch was packed. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to y'all. When they said that bitch was sold out, that bitch was sold the fuck out. That bitch was sold out. I'm looking like, God damn. I've been to Raw the last couple of years that they've been here. You know, they come to Houston a couple times. I've been to WWE. That bitch was sold the fuck out. I'm like, Lord Jesus, this ain't this. They wasn't fucking around with this one. They weren't fucking around. Um, yeah. But one thing that I definitely realized, which was so happy because I've been saying this for fucking months, is that Io Sky's gonna win the Royal Rumble. And now people are like, wait, does Io losing in the Intercontinental Championship matchup, does that mean she's gonna win it? Yes. Yes. Io's going to win the Royal Rumble. I've been said this shit. I don't know why the fuck people don't want to hear it. I've been said this shit. It was kind of obvious that she was going to win the Royal Rumble. I said this shit when she won the Battle Royal to get her the title match against Liv the first time. I'm like, that's clearly the fucking plan. It's Io and Rhea. I don't know too many people that don't see that. Like that's clearly the fucking plan. As soon as they said Liv and Rhea Ripley is going to fight again, it's clear as a fucking bell that that shit is clearly going to be the Royal Rumble. Io's going to win the Royal Rumble, and Io should win the Royal Rumble. If Io Sky does not win the Royal Rumble, I don't know what the fuck you do with the women's Royal Rumble because one, it kills a lot of things. One thing it kills is double Royal Rumble winners. Rhea's not going to be in the Royal Rumble because she's going to be the Royal Rumble champion. So it doesn't make sense to give her the fucking Royal Rumble because she's already going to be the champion. Charlotte has already won the Royal Rumble. Bianca's already won the Royal Rumble. Bailey just won it last year, so you're not going to give it back to her. And who's the other one? Becky. And Becky fought at WrestleMania, but I think the real matchup is going to be Becky versus Laura Vicaria for the Intercontinental Championship, which people are now also saying, oh, that's really what's going to happen. No shit. I've been saying this shit for like months now. Like, this is clear as a fucking bell that this is what. And Liv and Raquel are going to go for the tag team titles. Now, I don't know who the fuck going to be tag team champions by the time that comes up. But yeah, Io's gonna win the women's Royal Rumble. I don't know where you put her. I don't know if you let her go from 1 to 2 to 3. I don't know if you let her go from 20 to maybe give her a little bit of adversity, maybe put her at 15 and let her go from there. But Io's gonna win the Royal Rumble. I've been said this. Rhea, the Io versus Rhea at WrestleMania 41 is gonna be dope as a motherfucker to watch. I cannot wait. For the men's Royal Rumble, I do not know, and it's hard to say because I do not know because it's so because The Rock. I'm gonna be honest. If The Rock wasn't hanging over the fucking WrestleMania card like he is, and especially if we don't have a direction for The Rock, like I think we should by Monday. If The Rock does not come out for the Bloodline saga, if the Rock does not come out for the Bloodline, which clearly he may be coming out, which you've been promoting him, he better be there. If he doesn't come out for the Bloodline ending of Roman and Solo, he's going after Cody, which means he has to be in the Royal Rumble. He has to. Now maybe you do a special entry. Maybe the winner of the Royal Rumble wins, and that's kind of how. Maybe CM Punk wins the Royal Rumble, and The Rock comes out and throws him out the ring. After he's went through 29 other people. Maybe then The Rock comes out and throws CM Punk out the ring and screws him of the Royal Rumble, and that's how CM Punk gets his favor from Paul Heyman. I don't fucking know how this works. But for me, I don't want to see double Royal Rumble winners either. I don't want to see if John Cena's not gonna break Stone Cold Steve Austin's record, then it shouldn't happen. If Randy Orton's not gonna break it either, or tie it, I shouldn't say break it, tie it, then it shouldn't happen. I don't think neither one of those men need to win the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble should be used for people. It's just like the Money in the Bank. It's like if we're gonna do it, give it to somebody that has never won this shit before. That's what the Royal Rumble has always been about, trying to create a new fucking star. Io has never won the Royal Rumble. She should win it. But for the men, it's so fucking hard because after that, it's like outside of the obvious players, which is Randy Orton and Roman Reigns and The Rock and John Cena, there isn't really. Kevin Owens may pop up in a fucking Royal Rumble after losing to Cody. Who knows? Uh, Maybe Randy Orton doesn't even get in the Royal Rumble. Nobody's even talked about that. Maybe Randy Orton comes out, schools Kevin Owens, and then he doesn't even go into the Royal Rumble. Maybe he just stays out the Royal Rumble and just ends up in the Elimination Chamber, and that's how we get Cody and Randy. I've been said Logan Paul and John Cena should be the WrestleMania match. I don't give a fuck what y'all feel. Cody and John Cena right now would not make sense. If you put that shit at SummerSlam, totally understandable. Do it. 100%. We should do it then. John Cena should definitely win the WWE Championship because that's the title he's held the most. But outside of that, I don't get the men's Royal Rumble. That is the hardest one to fucking because, like I said, because The Rock is hovering over now. The Rock and Roman is going to happen at WrestleMania 41. Then let that be the fucking match, and then we figure it out from there. But outside of that, I don't know. And like I've been saying, Gunther not having a real Gunther needs a real worthy competitor, a real worthy challenger, and you need a new showcase. Which brings me to why I think Brian Breaker should drop the Intercontinental Championship at some point. Maybe he drops it to Ludwig Kaiser, and Ludwig Kaiser and Sheamus goes against each other at WrestleMania. With the and Sheamus drops the belt to Bronson Reed when he comes back. I'm with that shit. I actually think Ludwig Kaiser beating Brian Breaker would actually make more sense. And then Ludwig Kaiser goes against Sheamus, but Brian Breaker wins the Royal Rumble, and he goes up against Gunther. I can easily see that. That actually, you know what? I'm going with Brian Breaker as the men's Royal Rumble winner. Fuck it. I'm going with Brian Breaker. I think that should be the Royal Rumble winner. It should be Io and Brian Breaker. For the last couple of years, it's been SmackDown winning the Royal Rumble. But now it feels like Raw needs to win this shit because it's more of a storyline situation on Raw. Gunther versus Brian, you didn't tease that for no reason. You didn't tease that for no reason. You saw something. You wanted to see something. Like I said, I think the plans got blown to smithereens because Ilya Dragunov was supposed to be the guy, but you still get the and then Bronson Reed got hurt. But you can still get the same success that you were gonna get Everybody wants Sheamus to win the Intercontinental Championship. Leuven Kaiser and Sheamus have been going against each other for like months on months on months. So what if Sheamus comes out, tries to screw Ludwig, but ends up kicking Brian Breaker in the face with a bro kick, and then he ends up pinning Brian Breaker and beating him that way and taking the Intercontinental Championship away from him. And Sheamus gets his title match at WrestleMania. Now you got Sheamus getting a WrestleMania one-on-one Intercontinental Championship match against a man he's already had problems with. And if he takes the belt for Ludwig Kaiser, you kill two birds with one stone. Sheamus finally gets the belt that he's never won. And on top of that, he ends up dethroning the man that has broken his ribs, took him away from a lot of opportunities to be champion. But Brian Breaker becomes a fucking star because now he goes up against Gunther. Why? Because he won the fucking Royal Rumble. Like, yo, fuck do you mean? Yo, that's my two. I think Brian Breaker and Io Sky wins the Royal Rumble. Fuck it. I think Brian Breaker and Io Sky win the Royal Rumble. Because you can sell Brian Breaker winning the Royal Rumble. You can sell it. You can easily sell it. And like I've been saying, what the fuck does Brian Breaker do at WrestleMania outside of probably dropping the belt to Sheamus? There's not really anything he can do except fight Gunther. But how do you get there? Not the Elimination Chamber, because that's going to either Randy Orton, maybe John Cena, maybe Drew McIntyre. I still am listen, the plan should be Cody and Randy Orton, but I can easily see if you push that to SummerSlam. I can see it. Because Cody and Randy Orton never had a full flash one-on-one match. So when is that going to happen? I think that the plan will be Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Now I know a lot of people say it's gonna be Sheamus and Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens. I mean Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I don't think that's gonna happen at WrestleMania. I don't think it's gonna happen at WrestleMania. I think Kevin Owens and Randy Orton is gonna happen at WrestleMania. I don't know what the fuck you do with Sami Zayn. Maybe you team him up with the Usos to go against the new bloodline, which is Jacob Fatu and the Tungans. Which I think that actually is going to probably be the actual match. I don't know. It maybe Solo joins in, and maybe you make it, and maybe then they bring in, and this is when you bring in maybe Zilla Fatu. I mean, why not? I mean, yeah, he might be green than a motherfucker, or maybe you go get an honorary Oos that nobody's thinking about. like, like I don't know, man. Maybe Solo gets his own shit. Maybe he goes for the U.S. Championship at WrestleMania. Who knows? But yeah, man, I think Brian Breaker and EO wins the Royal Rumbles, and that would easily help Raw because then you have Raw figured out. SmackDown is very simple. Charlotte and Tiffany for the Women's World Championship. Maybe Bianca and Chelsea Green for the U.S. Championship because I actually think that they're gonna pull off on a Jade and Naomi. Um, I think Jade's coming back at the Royal Rumble, and I think Jade and Naomi are gonna fight at WrestleMania. I don't think it's gonna be Bianca and Jade. That'd be stupid because you're forcing a situation where you don't need to force it. You can build that a little bit more. But yeah, which brings me to the real thing that I said at the Royal Rumble about the Royal Rumble, which is The Rock, and he's the whole shebang of the men's Royal Rumble, which is why I feel like this is a very problematic situation. And that is, should the Bloodline storyline, at least this version of the Bloodline storyline, end at WrestleMania 41? Yes, it should. Rock and Roman should fight each other at WrestleMania 41. This has always been a plan. It should always be the plan. I get that people now are like Cody and Rock should fight. Why? Why? Because The Rock told Cody he was coming back for him. If it's not gonna happen at the Royal Rumble, maybe Elimination Chamber, then it shouldn't fucking happen. And I think that is actually a good idea if The Rock was to fight Cody. Maybe at like I said, Elimination Chamber would make sense because then Roman can screw Rock of that match because The Rock would tell Roman, "You screwed up. You made him take the belt from us, the family, and you said to be the tribal chief, you needed the belt, and now you don't have the belt." That's my whole thing. I'm This bloodline storyline needs to end. At least this version of the bloodline storyline needs to end. The Rock and Roman need to fight. You don't want to continuously push this shit for another fucking year. Get this shit over with. Roman needs to go and do his own shit because he does have shit he needs to answer for that has nothing to do with The Rock in Solo. Drew McIntyre is coming for him. Seth Rollins is coming for him. Kevin Owens is coming for him. You have so many people that are coming for the bloodline that ain't got shit to do with The Rock. And that's where the fuck I think the problem kicks in because at some point that will become a question. When you have Drew and Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins all saying we're going to get our hands on the bloodline, we're going to get our hands on Roman Reigns more than anything. You need to end this part of the storyline so we can move the fuck on. And then on top of that, then you could get Jacob Fatu involved in the main event picture that isn't surrounded by Solo. That he can take over the new bloodline and he can be the guy. Which he brings in a more ruthless fucking bloodline with Zilla Fatu and some more bloodline members. But the bloodline storyline with The Rock and Roman needs to end at WrestleMania 41. I'm not looking because Cody's not losing to The Rock. He's not. And I know that's what y'all want. He's not losing to the fucking Rock. That ain't happening. But if Roman and The Rock fight, because here's the thing, what are they fighting for Monday night? Tribal chief. What do you think The Rock wants? He wants to be the head of the table. You think when he said that shit a year ago on January 1st, what should I eat? You know, at a bar, at this, or should I eat at the head of the table? He said that shit for a reason. He wants to be the head of the table. So if that is the case, let's make him the head of the table. Let's see what happens. But if Roman beats The Rock, Roman's the head of the table. Point blank fucking period. Which means the bloodline falls in line again to him, but differently. But now, you still got the Road bloodline that ain't gonna give a fuck about what the Roman talking about. Jacob Fatu and the Tongues did not come to WWE to listen to fucking Roman Reigns. That ain't happening. So when they kick Solo the fuck out, because they're gonna kick him the fuck out, please believe, when he lose Monday, they kicking his ass the fuck out because there is no reason to listen to you. What the fuck am I listening to you for? I'm listening to you for. You lost. I'm not fucking listening to you. You ain't my tribal chief. And I promise you, they're gonna be a backstage saying what Solo's gonna tell them. If I lose tonight, we all have to fall in line of Roman Reigns. And then he loses. You think the Road bloodline is gonna fucking follow him? Fuck no. The Rock is the reason for why we're here. But the bloodline storyline, this part of the storyline needs to die at WrestleMania. It needs to die. I hope it does. But that is the end. I'll be back next time. Wrestling Life. I will be doing my top 10 AJ Styles matches. That is coming soon. Till next time, I am BrandonJaneau. Peace.